hooligans. Welcome to the underground.
Woo-hoo.
Welcome to the standing room only. I am going to tell a couple of jokes, and we're going to start with some Boudreaux jokes. Now, Boudreaux, he got him a job at the drugstore down in Catahoula. Now, Boudreaux, not being too smart, had a little trouble finding the items customers would be asking for. After several customers stormed out of the drugstore without their merchandise, the head druggist told Boudreaux, he said, "Look, you costing me too much business. The next customer that you don't sell something to gonna be the last straw. Just gonna have to let you go." Now, Boudreaux getting worried. But a few minutes later, Thibodeau walks in. And you know Thibodeau make everything right. Thibodeau walks in looking for something for a really bad cough. Boudreaux looks around, up and down the aisles, on the little shelves behind, and he can't find no cough medicine. Now, he know this is his last chance. So he sells Thibodeau some X-Lax. Because Thibodeau can't read. He don't know nothing. He tells him to take the whole box at one time, and that gonna cure the cough.
Oh, that fixed everything.
Yeah. Now, Thibodeau's cough is so bad that he pays for the X-Lax, take the whole box before even leaving the store. Now, not too long after he
Whoop, there it
left,
is.
the head druggist comes in and he said, "Hey, Boudreaux, now that's better. I see you finally sold something. Now, what did that customer want anyway?" Now, Boudreaux said, "Well, he wanted some cough medicine, but I couldn't find it, so I gave him some X-Lax." Now, oh, the druggist done lost his mind at that. He said, "X-Lax, that shit ain't gonna help his cough, Boudreaux." "Oh, yeah, it helped him. Look at him leaning on that post outside. He's afraid to cough."
He ain't
That
gonna
was
call
kind
for
of a
a
long
long
one.
time.
No, I can see that happening.
The things Thibodeau go through to keep Boudreaux's jobs. Now, Boudreaux and Thibodeau was sitting around the other Sunday when Boudreaux's new dog came out from under the porch. Thibodeau, looking at the dog, tell Boudreaux, "Man, I ain't never seen a dog like that. What kind is it?" Boudreaux say, "That's a summer dog." And Thibodeau say, "Man, what kind of dog is that? A summer dog? Never heard that."
You spell it?
"Yeah, that's a summer dog. Some of this and some of that."
Oh,
All right,
don't
we
you
got
speak
any
English?
people in here yet? Let me look around. Well, I'm going to take this intermission and tell one more joke.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Well, if you tell
Now,
another
this,
joke, it ain't an intermission.
well, it kind of is
A
because the other ones
semi-intermission.
wasn't funny. This one's going to be funny.
I thought they were pretty
Okay.
funny.
Now, Boudreaux and Thibodeau took a trip down to Mexico, and they figure while they're down there, they're going to try to make a little extra money. So they took with them a bungee cord. You know the big long cords that they real bouncy and you tie it to your ankles. Now,
Oh, the real long ones, the professional ones?
yeah, yeah, real long. So when they got to Mexico, they found a really high cliff, and Boudreaux tied one end of the cord to Thibodeau and the other to a tree. Notice he
Uh-oh.
tied it to Thibodeau and not to himself, right? Now Thibodeau jumped. When he came back up, he had a red mark on his face. Boudreaux asked him if he hit the ground. He said no. So they shortened the cable, the cord, just in case. Because Boudreaux's worried about Thibodeau. This is his buddy. You know, and they testing it for the customer. Because see, they're going to make money on this. They're going to charge people like $1.50 or something. Now, T jumped again after they shortened the cord. When he came back up, his face was even more bruised up. Got a little blood dripping down the side. Again, T denied hitting the ground. So, but Boudreaux shortened the cord some more. Now T jumped one more time, And when he bounced up, his face was full of blood.
Damn.
And
Oh,
just
no.
swollen and black eyes. And I mean, he looked like he went head on with a rock. Now, Boudreaux asked him if he hit the ground. Thibodeau said no. Boudreaux, I did not hit the ground. But please, tell me what the hell a pinata is.
People having a party down there.
He was having a
Some
party.
talk is there.
Yeah. And
Yeah, even when
somebody
they
came up
showed
with a
him the
wonderful
rock,
idea.
Cordy still got it.
Mhm.
All right, that's a
Somebody said,
tree.
this will be funny. Watch this.
So who wants to come up here?
Blackie! Yay! Blackie!
Blackie, you gonna tell us some jokes?
Blackie.
I ain't got much.
That's all right. We don't all
all
have
right.
much.
You know,
All right.
I tell
All
you what. After I gotta get up.
Yeah, you got to get up, man.
Uh,
All right, everybody, let's welcome Buckwheat to the stage.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, what? God, what a week! What a week! Don't you hate it when you decide you want to take off work a little bit early and your boss reminds you that you still got 7 hours to go?
yeah.
But I tell you what, man, after the day I had today, I need a vacation, but I'll settle for some bacon and an orgasm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I learned in business, that as a trick in business, you're supposed to think for a certain amount of time before you talk to somebody, depending on, their level of seniority. Like say, okay, if a person is a junior to you, then you're supposed to count to 10 and then talk. Okay? And if that person is equal to you, well, then you count to 30 and then you talk.
Mhm.
And if the person is your senior, and then you count to 50 and then talk. And if that person is your wife, keep counting, don't talk. Is there some logic to that?
Mm-hmm.
We did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mama, I'm telling you, I do this kind of like my DJ sets. I ain't never planned nothing. But you know what? I thought it was kind of funny the other night. I think Friday night. My neighbor, I'll be damned, I can't believe it. My neighbor come banging on the wall at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Can you believe that? I mean, lucky I was still up playing music, and he banged and he shouted, can we have a little respect, please? And I said, well, I'm not a big Aretha Franklin fan, but okay, this one's for you.
Oh, good.
They don't talk to me a whole lot. That neighbor, oh man, the neighbor's dog is shit in our garden.
Oh.
Yeah, and not a good shit either. Girlfriend said, get a shovel and throw it in their yard, throw it in their garden. And I thought, okay, well, I did, but I really can't see how it's going to help any. I mean, we still have dog shit in our garden, and now the neighbors got our shovel. Okay. Just the guy that running home from work, and he grabs his wife in the bedroom, and he throws her on the bed, and he pulls the blankets up over him. She was kind of shocked, and he hadn't been like this for a long time. Then her husband says, look, my new watch, it glows in the dark. I don't know. Who's next?
I gotta finish my bird jokes. I can finish them,
All right,
and I
all
got
right.
a couple of.
Thank you,
Okay.
Blackie. Big hand.
Yay,
Yeah.
Blackie!
That's on Blackie.
I'll do one more before YY gets ready.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Thibodeau was placing some flowers on the grave of his dearly departed mama. And as he was leaving the graveyard, he noticed Boudreaux a couple rows down, kneeling at a different grave. Now, Boudreaux seemed to be praying with profound intensity, and he kept repeating, "Why did you die? Why did you die? Why did you die?" Thibodeau
Why?
walks up to Boudreaux and he said, "Boudreaux, I don't want to disturb your grief, but I ain't never seen you on your knees like this before. Who is it you mourning? One of your kids, maybe? Your parents? Did Marie die?" Boudreaux took a moment to collect himself, then he replied, "Marie's first husband."
No, you didn't. We get it. We get it.
I always
Yeah,
screw
you
him
should
up
still
because
be
I'm an
here to have
amateur.
Marie.
No, that was
Amateur.
good.
But since we're talking about Marie, Marie was at the lawyer's office getting advice about her upcoming divorce. She said, "Boudreaux, he wants sex all the time. He's a maniac." And now, Mr. Abel, who's a lawyer, said, "How do you mean?" "Well, Mr. Abel," said Marie, "just this morning I was looking at the chickens and he snuck up behind me and he had me from behind." "Chickens?
Uh-oh.
Miss Boudreaux, I didn't know you kept chickens." "That's the problem," said Marie. "We don't have no chickens, Mr. Abel. This is at the grocery store."
She can't shop there anymore.
Wow.
Oh man.
Speaking of taking them from behind, where the hell's Randy at?
Cajun.
Oh,
I know it.
You might get Cajun if you sit down and eat some boiled crawfish and your host says, "Don't eat the dead ones," and you know what he means.
Don't eat the dead ones.
Yeah, and you know what he means. Okay.
Yeah,
Randy's online.
definitely don't
I
suck the
get
head of
some
the
with
dead ones.
TP.
Yeah, no,
Me
they're
too.
not anywhere near as good.
Me three.
I'll buy with TPs.
But hold on.
Yeah.
Did you spell that time?
Some
No,
of it
it's
gone.
the thing is sticking to the sweat. Well, if
All right,
I
I'm gonna
don't,
do
then
one
it'll
more,
slide into my lap.
then we'll get Y up here. Now, Boudreaux was sitting down watching the late news on TV when he hears Marie screaming from the bedroom. Now, he run back there just enough time to see a naked man jumping out the window. Now, he
Uh-oh.
asks Marie, "Baby, what happened?" Marie tells him, "Boudreaux, that man jumped in bed with me and did the nasty with me twice."
Uh-oh.
Boudreaux said, "Twice? Marie, how come you didn't scream when he was doing it to you the first time?" Marie said, "Boudreaux, I thought it was you until he started for the second time." All right. With that, we're going to bring up Y. Everybody give Y a big warm welcome.
Hey.
Well, since I can't figure out this goddamn mesh body, I have a hollow interior so that you won't see my crotch. I just
Yeah,
want you
don't
all
sit
to know
down.
that. That's,
Uh-oh.
I'm not
Right
sitting
there.
down. Well, all you'll see is a big hole bigger than the one that's really there. But anyway, I have to finish my bird jokes first because I did never finish those. So every evening, bird lover Tom stood in his backyard, hooting like an owl. One night, an owl finally called back to him, "Hoo, hoo." For a year, the man and his feathered friend hooted, "Hoo, hoo," back and forth, back and forth. He even kept a log of their conversations. Just as he thought he was on the verge of a breakthrough in interspecies communication, his wife had a chat with her next door neighbor. "My husband spends his nights calling out to owls," she said. "Oh, wow, that's so weird," her neighbor said. "So does mine." Ooh, ooh. You know, for a year, I looked across the way and I saw the moon was so beautiful. And I said to my husband multiple times, and this is a true story, "Oh my God, look at that moon. It is gorgeous." And about a year and a half later, I realized that the Mexicans had put up a one of those big pole lights in their backyard. I thought it was the moon, but it's still
Oh, it's
beautiful. I still
gorgeous.
look at it and I still imagine it to be the moon. All right, so you know, in his spare time, my grandpa raises pigeons. I don't even know why. He never beats them. Mrs. Evans can't tell which of her two parakeets is a male. So her friend says, why don't you wait till they're doing it and put a collar on the bird that's on top? Well, the idea works, and the male parakeet gets a collar put on. A few days later, the priest comes over for tea, and the parakeet looks at him and says, "Oh, caught you too, did they, pal?" This blonde goes in a pet shop and asks for a big bag of bird seed. "Wow, how many birds do you have?" the shopkeeper asked her. "Oh, I don't have any. I was just wanting to grow some."
Blue chickens.
Two blondes are walking down the street, and one says to the other one, "Oh dear, look at the dead bird." And the friend looks up in the sky and goes, "Where?"
Was his name Boudreaux?
I think it was.
Thibodeau.
Hey, why do chicken coops have two doors?
Why?
Why?
Because if they had four doors, it'd be a chicken sedan.
Of course, that seems like
Oh, that's right.
Why was the parrot wearing a raincoat in the storm?
Because it was raining.
So it would
Oh.
be poly unsaturated.
Oh, you're unsaturated.
Cute.
This man buys a parrot, but he discovers too late that it's really got a foul mouth and really bad temper. The bird keeps screaming obscenities, and he's forced to lock it in the garden shed to try to shut it up. But that doesn't work. He can still hear the bird from the house. In desperation, he retrieves that parrot, shuts it in the cupboard, but the bird keeps screaming at him, and now the neighbors are starting to complain about the screaming parrot. Well, at the last resort, he shoves it in the fridge. Miraculously, the parrot suddenly shuts up. So he takes him out of the fridge, puts him back on his perch, and the parrot apologized for all his appalling behavior and asks, "Can I be forgiven?" And the man goes, "It's all right, as long as you don't do it again." "Oh, I won't," says the parrot. And he looked at the refrigerator and he goes, "By the way, what did the chicken do?"
What did the chicken do?
Chicken
This
did.
man suspects his wife's cheating on him, so he decides to buy a parrot that will tell him what she's up to when he's away. The man goes into a pet shop, but he's told that the only talking parrot that they have is legless. "Well, how does he stay on his perch without his legs?" asked the man. "Oh, well, he's got a really long penis," the shopkeeper says. "He wraps it around the perch."
Oh, wow.
So the man decides he's going to buy the parrot and takes it home. In the following weeks, he comes home every day and asks the parrot if his wife's been cheating on him. Every day he gets the same answer, "Nothing doing." Goes on for weeks. Till one day he comes home and he finds the parrot lying on the floor of the cage. "What happened?" asked the man. "A lot," said the parrot. "First, your best friend came over. Then your wife made him breakfast. Then they started kissing. Then your wife took her blouse off. Then your wife took off her skirt. Then your wife took off her underwear." "And what happened then?" said the man. "Well, that's when I fell off my perch," said the parrot.
Face first, right on the bottom of the cage.
This this is my last bird one, by the way. Then we'll go to mothers-in-laws. A religious woman inherited two female parrots that were trained to say one phrase over and over. "I'm a whore, I'm a whore." She asked her minister if she should give up these foul-mouthed birds, but the minister's got a solution for her. He says, "Look, I have these two very well-behaved male parrots. They sit in their cages and they pray all day long. Maybe if we put your birds with mine, your birds will see the error of their ways and become more pious." Next day, the woman takes her parrots to the minister's house, puts them in with his praying parrots. After a few seconds, the female parrots start going, "I'm a whore, I'm a whore." And one of the male parrots turns to the other and says, "See, I told you this praying would work."
I told you.
All right, I'll wait and I'll do my mother-in-law later if you need me. I'm gonna let you get the other people up.
Are you a mother-in-law?
No, I'm not a mother-in-law. I had a great mother-in-law though.
All right, big hand for Y.
My mother never saw the irony in calling me a little son of a bitch.
All right. That was funny, Y, and we're looking forward to the mother-in-law. I love mother-in-law jokes.
I know.
Now, Boudreaux and Marie were at the mall the other day, and Boudreaux spotted one of those old-fashioned penny scales. You know, the ones that they tell you your weight and fortune. Stepping on the scale, Boudreaux tell Marie, "Listen to this," showing her the small white card that come out. It says here that I is energetic, intelligent, and damn good looking.
Well, there you go.
Now, unimpressed, Marie yanks the card out of his hand and says, "Yeah, and then I got your weight wrong too." Wrong on every level.
Yeah, they got it way wrong too.
All right, Boudreaux went to the North Woods to get a job as a lumberjack. Now, North Woods, that's up in North Louisiana, like by Monroe.
Manly
Not
men,
to be confused with North, like in New York.
or feminine men.
The boss man lumberjack, took one look at his little skinny Cajun and he laughed. He told him that he didn't look much like no lumberjack. Boudreaux tell him, said, "Man, just give me a chance to show you what I can do before you decide on me like that." Now the boss said, "Well, okay. You see that big redwood over there? Cut it down." About 10 minutes later, the boss hears a big old crash, looks out the window, and sees the big tree on the ground with Boudreaux standing on top of it triumphantly.
There you go.
But boss man couldn't believe what he was looking at. He asked Boudreaux where he learned to chop trees like that. Little skinny Boudreaux said, "In the Mojave Forest." Boss confused. He said, "You mean the Mojave Desert?" Boudreaux
Not where it
said,
was.
"Oh yeah, sure. That's what they call it now."
That's what they call it now. Yeah. That's a good one. I didn't see that one
Yeah,
coming.
that's cute.
Well, that's what they call
Boudreaux.
it now.
Boudreaux called Dr. Broussard's office, screaming. Said, "Doc, my wife Marie, she in labor, and her pains just 2 minutes apart. What I gotta do?" Now Dr. Broussard says, "Is this her first child?" Now Boudreaux screams back, "Man, no, you couillon. It's her husband." That wasn't funny, but I had to get it out of the way.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Sure was.
All right, everybody. Let's welcome Gleesa to the stage.
Hey,
She
Gleesa!
got some funny jokes for us, and she's dressed like a pig legs.
Wait that little bunny tail for us.
Oh, wait, this is my favorite part, the tail.
Gotta
Okay.
zoom in on that. Hold on.
Oh, you want me to do it again? Hey, here we go.
You gotta turn around.
Oh yeah.
Well, wiggle. Okay.
Do the
I don't know why I'm standing this way, but I'm going to have to,
Yeah, just
touch
jump
it.
off and do it again. I don't know why it does. Sometimes it just gets the female part up first. Sometimes it does it over and over.
Well, that's kind of fun when that happens, but let's move on. When this is part of the collection of what the hell was I thinking, but it was actually a group gift. It did cost the money group to get the gift, but even so, it was a group gift. But I thought almost Easter, and I would start with some Easter jokes. If I
Oh, goody.
Oh, cool.
My
Good.
going.
Yay.
I'm
Nah.
so excited.
Are you? I am too.
Oh, excited. Isn't that fun, we?
What was it? Oh,
She's
the,
gonna
you know,
crack us all up.
no, I am. I'm on a roll here. No, egg roll. With the you know, the Easter.
Egg roll.
I don't know. Well, the actually, the White House has an egg roll.
Yep,
Oh,
they do.
Easter
They
egg.
do.
Yeah,
They do.
Easter egg roll, not the Chinese egg roll, which I never liked those. Some people do, but I don't. But
You need a special sauce.
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm not. I like the crab rangoon. But anyway, the Easter bunny was on the other side of the road, right?
Okay.
So the chicken sees him. So why did the chicken cross the road?
To meet the Easter bunny.
No, to get his eggs back.
Silly.
Well, that only makes sense.
So from where did the bunny get his hair done for Easter? Obviously, the hairstylist. And why did the Easter bunny like the bedtime story? The story had a happy ending.
Happy ending.
And why was the Easter bunny arrested for taking money from kids forcibly?
Forcibly.
Wow.
Yeah, he was charged with extortion.
Extortion.
Easter, that's when they rolled the stone back, and then Jesus comes out, right?
Yeah.
And if he sees his shadow, then it's like 6 more weeks. Of,
This is Groundhog Day.
Yeah, I really wasn't going to tell any Jesus jokes because he's not the type of guy you want to cross. But why did the Easter bunny go crazy?
why?
Because Easter didn't go exactly the way he was planned.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you know, there's a certain type of person that the good God, the Easter bunny admires the most
What is it?
among eggheads.
Engineers, yeah.
Oh man, I love Jesus. He's born, I get presents. He dies, I get chocolate.
God. Oh my God.
Don't you get chocolate for Easter? Presents for
Yeah.
Christmas?
We get some
Support
peeps. too.
ourselves for putting him on that cross.
I love the Cadbury eggs.
Ugh, no, too sweet.
I like the robin's eggs and jelly beans. Jelly beans are my favorite.
I love black jelly beans.
Ooh, I love licorice ones. The
Me
best.
too.
Yeah, the black
jelly
they
beans.
sell just black jelly beans.
Oh man, those are the best.
They
Did you
are.
know that actual licorice is like really bad for you if you do too? I guess anything's bad for you if you do too much, but the
Right.
amount was a lot less on licorice than I thought it was.
Well, it turns your whole inside of your mouth black, and it looks like you're dying
Well,
from
yeah,
the
make your
plague.
tongue
Is what
black.
it
Is
does.
wonderful for Halloween.
If you have enough, it makes your teeth black and your shit black. Okay.
I thought that was Pepto. Well, let's go on. On Easter Sunday, I witnessed Batman leave church early. I had never seen a Christian bail before. Okay, and Easter is one day that we defy the idiom, put all your eggs in one basket. Oh, and there's an insect that, the Easter bunny does envy,
Really?
the grasshopper. Why is Easter a favored holiday amongst Alzheimer's patients?
They get to
They
hide
get
their
to
own
hide
shit.
their own eggs.
Oh, man. Okay, so Jesus is playing around a golf with Moses up in heaven, and they come up to a water trap, and Jesus turns to Moses and says, "Did you do something with water once?" And he said, "Yeah." He proceeds to do that trick where he parts the waters, and Jesus is really impressed. And Moses says, "Didn't you do something with water?" And he said, "Yeah, watch this." And he starts to step out on the water, but he just sinks right immediately up to his knees, and he gets out, gets a running start, and tries it again. And this time, goes up to his waist, and comes out confused and embarrassed. And Moses said, "What is it you're trying to do, dude?" He says, "Well, I'm trying to walk on water. And most said, well, the last time you tried it, did you have these holes in your feet? Yeah. So you said, oh, I won't go there. They won't like that. Oh, yeah, I'm offended. Or no, are you offended? I laugh at people that are offended. That's why I'm
No,
asking.
that's actually in these jokes. But I wasn't going to touch that one, so I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
You can go to hell first.
Yeah. Oh man, I know I'm going to hell.
What did the man do when he ran over the Easter Bunny on the road with his car?
What?
Well, he sprayed all over it, and surprisingly, the bunny got up and hopped away. Well, the can read, hairspray restores life to dead hair and adds permanent wave. Oh, I forgot the part where he stood up on the other side and waved.
Oh,
Well, it's not in there. It's not in the joke. The joke is incomplete, but it's a faulty joke. I'm right on the owner of this website, I'll tell you.
I love it. I love it. Seriously.
What do you call a flea-infested rabbit? Bugs Bunny. What's the opposite of Easter?
What?
Wester.
Western.
How do you get out of a talk with an Easter bunny? You know? First off, don't egg him on, because he's a real basket case, and hop out of there.
Sounds like a plan.
Words of wisdom.
Pandemic sucks.
East is east and west is west. Wester. Not Webster. Did I do that? No, that's somebody else.
Circle.
What do you get when you cross a rabbit with a mollusk?
With a what?
A mollusk, you know.
Fried clam rabbit soup.
No, you get the oyster bunny. And what did the oyster bunny say when he was glad? I'm as happy as a clam.
I see where you're going with this.
I think I'm done with that.
What do you call the mischievous Easter egg that gets in a lot of trouble? He's the practical yoker.
All right, big hand for Gleesa.
All right, I got to figure out how to speak and hop on up.
Hey,
I love that outfit.
Thank you. Cost me 5 linden to join the group to get the legs.
Okay.
all right, folks, we got us a special treat tonight. We got the farmer's daughter gonna come up here. Well, she's not dressed as a farmer, but she is the farmer's daughter. So everybody give a big warm welcome to Pepper.
She had too much splendor in the grass.
Yay!
You could see she had splendor in the grass there. So.
I like that outfit too.
Hey,
No,
Pepper.
I'm not the farmer's daughter. I'm Farmer's Fox.
The farmer's fox.
Farmer's
Hey,
Fox.
lady.
What happens if you've got the eyes of a hawk, the heart of a lion, and the ears of a fox?
It's gonna be scary.
A lifetime ban from the zoo.
For sure.
Yeah, my uncle had the heart of a lion.
What do you call a fox with a carrot in each ear? Anything you want. I can't hear you.
That's true.
Why was the fox stuck in the past?
Why?
Because it was the 20th century fox.
Oh,
You think?
yeah.
That's That's all.
What happened to the movie about foxes? It bombed at the fox office.
That's good.
Why did the fox cross the road?
Why?
Eat the chicken.
To prove to the possum that it could be done.
To eat the chicken.
Did you hear about the veterinarian who learned to talk with foxes?
No.
She was crazy like a fox.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When does a fox go moo?
When it's a cow?
When it's learning a new language.
I love it. A bilingual fox.
Where does the fox sleep during the winter?
In a hole.
In a
Near
den.
the furnace.
Is that?
Furnace. Right.
Furnace.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Why did the hunter lose the trail of the fox?
Why?
He was outfoxed.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What did the fox use to surf the internet?
Firefox.
Firefox! Yay!
Hey.
Good.
Firefox.
What do you call it when fox fur is mixed with rain?
What for?
What?
Raining cats and fox.
This is Fox Night, 2 for 1.
How do you cheer up a fox who lost its tail?
How?
Aw.
Send them to retail therapy.
Yeah.
When do you have to dance like a fox? When you're doing the foxtrot.
The foxtrot, of course.
Of course.
Why were the foxes hunting rabbits?
Oh, uh-oh.
Why?
They were in
Why?
the mood for fast food.
Mm.
Where do foxes get their news?
CNN.
Did you know that? You know that? No. The Fox Network.
Yeah, Foxy lady.
I was going to say MSNBC. Imagine that.
What do you do if you find an injured fox?
You help them out.
Give
Stump
it
on it.
first aid.
First aid.
Yeah.
Why did the fox stop eating soup from the bowl?
Why?
Realized he made a faux pas. Where did the fox go to buy a new tail?
Where?
To the retail store.
The retail store.
Why do foxes have a winter coat?
Why?
So we can enjoy it too?
Because they look silly in sweaters.
It would look silly in sweaters, yeah.
Yeah.
What did the judge tell the fox as the court went into session? Tell no tales.
Tell no tales.
Wow.
And the truth shall prevail. Yes.
Why was the fox trying to get on HGTV?
Why?
She loved refurbishing homes.
Oh, that's clever.
Hey, well, okay.
Crafty fox.
Unspoiled.
Hey, Wild K.
Hi, Pepper.
Why did the fox make a good detective?
Because he couldn't be outfoxed.
Because she was great at chasing tails.
Ooh.
And with that, I'll give up the floor. Thank you, everyone.
Hey. All right, big
Yay!
hand for Pepper, aka the Farmer's Box.
Give it up for Pepper.
All right. I got a couple of more Thibodeau jokes, and then we'll call for open mic again.
And Boudreaux?
Now, the other day, Boudreaux saw Thibodeau walking by his house, and he hollered out the door told him, "Come in for a visit." When Thibodeau got a little closer, Boudreaux noticed that he had two black eyes. Now, lack of curiosity not being one of Boudreaux's virtues, he inquired as to how Thibodeau received the two black eyes. So Thibodeau tell him, "Man, I got them by being a nice guy." "What you mean, being a nice guy? How does being a nice guy got you two black eyes?" So Thibodeau say, "Well, I was in church yesterday, sitting behind Mrs. Abel, and when she stood up, I saw that her dress was stuck up her behind. So I pulled it out for her. Now she turned around and socked me in the eye." Boudreaux say, "Man, that explains one black eye, but how you got the other one?" Now Thibodeau say, "Well, that's when I tried to be a nice guy. I figured she wanted her dress up there, so I tried to put it back in there. It got another black eye."
God bless him.
You try to do something nice for people, and what do you get?
I know, huh?
Exactly, all the time.
Yeah. In church at that, when nobody, I mean, it's nothing but goodness.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, years ago, right after Boudreaux and Marie's wedding, they was on their way home in Boudreaux's wagon,
And a little bit of cranberry.
being pulled
No.
by his old plow horse.
Straight grape.
Now, a little way down the road, the old horse stumbles, and Boudreaux say, "That's once." Now, horse get up and start going again. A little further down the road, that old horse stumbled again. Boudreaux say, "That's twice." Now, just before reaching home, the poor old horse got real tired, stumbled again, fell down, was laying down. Boudreaux reached under his seat of the wagon, pulled out his two-barrel shotgun, blam, shot the horse. Now Marie, she's in shock. Tell Boudreaux, "Boudreaux, that is terrible. You shouldn't have done that." Boudreaux looks over, looks at her. She says, "That's once." All right, that was not really a good one.
That's so funny. I got
Shame on Boudreaux.
That's
But
too
apparently she didn't do it twice or thrice because she's still around.
Thrice. That's funny. Oh, I like that one. That's one.
Now, Boudreaux and Thibodeau, now this is way back when they was young men. They went down to the crawfish plant to apply for a job. The manager told them the first thing they would have to do is take a written test. Now, about 2 hours later, after they done finished that test, the manager scored them. Now, after a few minutes, he came back into the room and told them that they both passed the test, but he was only going to hire Boudreaux. Now, as you can imagine, Thibodeau not too happy about this. He jump up and he holler, "Yeah, man, if we both pass the test, how come Boudreaux get the job?" So the manager says, "Well, because of the last question on the test, Thibodeau." Boudreaux answered, "I don't know." You answered, "Me neither." All right, we got any other comedians in here tonight? Anybody got a jokes to tell?
Come on up.
I got a couple more Thibodeaus, but you know, I'd want to see other
I
people.
have one
up
from
there.
Happy Blackburn, and I have a couple of the in-law, mother-in-law jokes.
Okay, okay.
So
All
I'll
right,
do that.
come on back up. Welcome to
All
the
right.
stage. Big hand for Y.
All
Big
right.
doubly hand because this is a second.
So Happy said, "This is if you're a teacher, maybe you'd like this one. How
This
do
is
you
Happy?
think
Let me
this
hold
is
on. Let
Happy
me zoom in on
Blackburn's
Happy.
joke?
All
Happy
right.
doesn't do jokes. I mean, she doesn't want to talk. Hey,
She's gonna give
Siloom,
credit
I
for this
see you,
one.
buddy. All right. She said, how do you think we get number 2 pencils?
I don't know.
Well, don't you know that trees poop too? Yeah. Trees poop too. All right, here's some mother-in-law jokes. A big game hunter goes on a safari with his wife and his mother-in-law. And one evening, the wife wakes up to find her mother gone. She rushes to find her husband. He picks up his rifle. They go out looking for the mother-in-law. In a clearing not far from the camp, they come upon a chilling sight. The mother-in-law is backed up against a rock with a fierce lion facing her. Oh no, cries the wife. What are we going to do? Nothing, her husband says. That lion got himself into this mess and he can get himself out. This man's playing golf with his mother-in-law when she slices the ball into a field with a cow in it. They climb the fence and start looking for the ball, and they search everywhere, but they can't find it. Eventually, the man realizes that the one place they haven't looked is by the cow. So he goes over, pokes around, and sees something sticking in the cow's backside. He lifts up the cow tail, sees the ball lodged in the hole, and shouts, "Hey, does this look like yours?"
Oh no.
The guy gets a telegram telling him about the death of his mother-in-law. It also asks him whether she should be buried or cremated. The man telegraphs back, "Take no chances. Burn the body and bury the ashes." Did you know you can calculate the age of your mother-in-law by counting the rings in her bathtub?
Oh no. Holy.
Fred says to Steve, "You're looking down in the mouth today. What's wrong with you?" Steve said, "I had a fight with my mother-in-law. She swore she wouldn't talk to me for a month." Fred goes, "Well, that's not so bad." And Steve says, "Yes, it is. That was 4 weeks ago." I saw 6 men kicking and punching my mother-in-law. My wife said, "Aren't you going to help?" And he said, "Hell no, 6 should be enough."
My God.
Of course, Adam was the only married man not to have a mother-in-law, and he lived in paradise. Remember this. You know, the best way to talk to your mother-in-law? Through a medium.
Oh, no.
After years of marriage, Tom eventually developed an attachment for his mother-in-law. It fit right over her mouth perfectly. What's the definition of mixed emotions? It's when you see your mother-in-law backing off a cliff in your new car. Oh, God, my car. Oh, well, goodbye, mother-in-law. Yeah, my mother-in-law paid me a compliment the other day. She called me a perfect idiot.
Wants to be perfect or something.
This ragabone man knocked on my mother-in-law's front door and asked if she had any beer bottles. "Do I look as if I drink beer?" she said. So the man looked at her and he said, "Well, so do you have any vinegar bottles?" And that's it on the mother-in-law jokes. You old sourpuss.
Why?
Yay!
Yay. Thank you, Y.
Hey.
Big hand for Y. All right, folks. We're going to call it a night. Another Hooligans standing room only success story.
Yay!
Yay.
Woo!
Big hand for everybody.
Hey.
Thanks for coming. And be sure to come next week.